Gladiator battles, a thing of the past, are very much still a product of the present. What if I told you that every year 30 people fight each other like gladiators in front of thousands of people in order to see who might become the next champion of the world? The thing I'm referring to is a battle royal style format match known as the Royal Rumble. It's professional wrestling. I have actually been watching professional wrestling since I was about 6 years old. I've studied it, I've immersed myself in it. I am what some might call a mark. What a mark is a fan who believes in the legitimacy of the storyline, characters, and matches, and often becomes emotionally invested in the product, and that's according to the definition presented by BBC. For the uninitiated, professional wrestling, you might hear the term and automatically think fake. And that's not necessarily untrue. Professional wrestling is fake in the same way that movies are, that TV shows are, that theatrical productions are. It's storyline driven. But what professional wrestling actually is sports entertainment. The sports part refers to the athleticism of the professional wrestlers. Athlete is defined as a person proficient, trained, or skilled in physical exercise, sports, or games, typically requiring strength, agility, speed, or endurance, and that describes professional wrestlers. Professional wrestling is akin to gymnastics. They both require an insane amount of athleticism, and there's also a performance aspect to it. In order to do both, you need to train, you need to practice, you need to work, and you need to be in good condition and be able to perform athletic maneuvers. With professional wrestling, there's a storyline, like I mentioned before with theatrics and movies and TV shows. And this storyline, like those things, is presented to us, the audience, every week by the WWE. It's episodic, and that story builds every week until you get to something that resembles a finale in the form of the Royal Rumble. What the Royal Rumble is, how it works, is two people enter the match and begin wrestling. After about a minute and a half, music hits, a countdown appears, and it counts down to one, and then the music hits, a third wrestler comes out. After about another minute and a half, the same thing happens. Music hits, fourth wrestler comes out. This continues until all 30 people have entered the ring. The way to eliminate somebody from a Royal Rumble is by physically lifting them up and throwing them over the top rope, and both feet must touch the floor outside the ring. Once that has happened 29 times, the last person standing is declared the winner. I remember watching this as a kid. I would hear the music hit. I would see the wrestler walk down to the ring heavy with the weight of destiny, because each individual wrestler had a reason why they needed to become the next champion of the world. They had a reason why they needed to win the Royal Rumble. I was enthralled. And it turns out that a lot of people were. I wasn't the only one. A lot of people were and still are. The National Television Audience Measurements Report states that the Royal Rumble, on average, receives 3.3 million views. Now, this is more than some NBA games in the NBA Finals. It's also more than the MLB World Series and the Stanley Cup Championship. It's also more than some per episode viewerships of hit shows like NCIS, Grey's Anatomy, and American Horror Story. The history of professional wrestling is vast. It stretches far into the annals of entertainment lore. The Royal Rumble itself got its start in 1986, and since then we have never not had one. For some who may be unfamiliar with the Royal Rumble or professional wrestling, I want to go over some of the more famous people who have actually entered the match. Drew Carey, who is now the host of Price is Right. Johnny Knoxville, who has his fame with certain movies and TV shows. A few internet influencers who've entered were I Show Speed very recently, and Logan Paul, who has controversy, but is now actually a full-time wrestler with the WWE. In 2025, the Royal Rumble, the audience for that show, the live audience for that show, was actually more than 70,000 people. And they were all packed into Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, Indiana. And according to the Indianapolis Business Journal, that's about 1,000 more people than who attended Taylor Swift's Eras Tour in that same building in that same week, which goes to show you just how popular this event is. So I've talked about a lot of things. I've talked about the professional wrestling in general, one of its formats in the Royal Rumble, what the Royal Rumble is, how it works, the strategy and the composition of how that is done, and I've talked about my own personal experience in watching wrestling. The chaotic nature of this event is combined with the layered storytelling of individual characters, provides a fascinating spectacle every year for all types of viewers. It's truly an event unlike any other. It's unreplicable. It's something that I grew up realizing, and it's something that every year when I rewatch it, I realize again. And a quote to summarize this, I believe, would be that this night is sparkling, don't you let it go. And that's from Taylor Swift. Thank you.